My name is Mark Fitzpatrick and my career is in jeopardy.
What the hell, Creaky? Why the hell are you showing us this video? What's this got to do with the price of fish? Well, nothing, but it is a very important video, and if you stick around, I'll show you why. Now, I absolutely love being a YouTuber. The fact that I get to call this my job is still absolutely mind-blowing to me. I mean, just look at me. I'm old, I'm bald, and I have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about most of the time. But with that being said, I have to make this video. And in my humble opinion, for what it's worth, every single content creator on this platform should be doing exactly the same thing. And this is why. Please subscribe.
Over the last 24 hours, I've sat back in disbelief, shock, and sorrow as my life's work has been unfairly ripped away from me. And in this video, I will detail the current standing of my channel, why YouTube's content ID system is fundamentally broken, how Toei Animation are clearly abusing it, and why they will always get away with it if nothing is done to combat this problem.
This is Mark Fitzpatrick from the channel Totally Not Mark. He's an anime reviewer, and he essentially does something very similar to me, which is why this story worries me so much.
2 nights ago, I received an email notifying me that 15 of my videos had been copyright claimed and blocked by Toei Animation. 1 hour later, that number rose to 28, and when I woke up this morning, it had reached a total of 150 videos that my audience now can no longer see and that I cannot monetize.
Now, when a YouTube content creator uploads a video to their channel, it gets a spike in revenue. It's a brand new video. Hopefully people are excited to see a new video. They watch it, the ad revenue is higher. Then over a certain period of time, depending on the channel, the ad revenue sort of peters out and it plods along slowly in the background. But in the simplest of terms, what that means is even your old videos continue to make you a little bit of money in the background.
To put that into perspective, because myself and my team work on a single video per week, that equates to almost 3 years worth of work, and as a result, the main source of my company's income is now gone.
Now, just for a little bit of perspective, and for those that don't upload content to YouTube, imagine if you woke up every morning and the first thing you had to do was check your emails to find out whether or not you were still going to receive a salary for the job that you do. Now, Mark is completely free to continue uploading content to his channel, but without having the ability to earn any money from his channel, how is he going to pay his employees and himself?
Let's start with the content ID system. I take my job very seriously. Because of this, I ensure that both myself and my employees adhere strictly to the fair dealings and fair use policies as outlined by YouTube and within my own country and other countries.
So for any channel on YouTube that makes commentary, reactionary, or review style content, they do rely heavily on fair use. But fair use is a really grey area. YouTube itself says that fair use is a US law that allows the reuse of copyright protected material under certain circumstances without getting permission from the copyright owner. However, fair use is determined on a case-by-case basis, and different countries have different rules about when it's acceptable to use material without the copyright owner's permission. And what that basically means is fair use offers content creators like me absolutely no protection at all, because huge companies like Toei Animations can just choose to completely ignore fair use if they see fit.
I write reviews, I criticize, analyze, and share what I know about stories. That's my job. It's a job that exists across radio, podcast, television, and a host of other mediums, all of which don't have to contend with the same insane treatments those that produce on YouTube do. YouTube shouldn't have different rules, and yet Stephen Colbert can produce a video last weekend that includes 100% more Toei Animation footage than some of the videos that were claimed by Toei from me, all without adhering to the fair use policy and getting shared to millions of people across the world. While Toei take it upon themselves to willfully ignore that and personally nuke my entire channel that actively succeeds in being transformative, eliminating years of hard work in the process. This isn't right. I'm not just one guy in his bedroom. I am the head of a small business that employs some of the hardest working individuals I know. People I am proud to employ. People that have families and dependents that they need to provide for this Christmas.
Now, unlike Mark, I am just one guy in his, well, this isn't a bedroom. There's clearly no bed, is there? This is my studio. And if this was to happen to me, I can tell you categorically, it would be the end of my channel.
Now, I've spoken in general terms concerning YouTube's content ID being broken, so let me actually show you how it's broken right now. I've tried reaching out to YouTube, and time and again, they gave me nothing, which leaves me with effectively one course of action: the YouTube appeal system. When a video is claimed, I am given the option right away to dispute that claim, and when I dispute it, the claimant, in this case Toei, has 30 days to respond with their decision. That's right, the company that put the claim there in the first place with no incentive to be honest or thorough in this instance gets to decide the legitimacy of my dispute.
Now, fortunately for me, this has only happened to me a handful of times, but this is the best example I can show you. My Onision video. It got claimed by Onision's company. I appealed the claim and the dispute got rejected, as you can see. Because what better way to decide whether a claim is legitimate or not by asking the person who made the claim if they think it's a legitimate claim or not. And once it got to this stage, I didn't bother fighting it any further because I was of the opinion, well, if he needs the money that badly, let him have it. But it is definitely a flawed system. And Mark has to try and do this with 150 videos. And we'll get to why that's not really feasible in just a moment.
Naturally, this gets denied, and that often takes as many as 30 days. After that, we move on to the second step. Remember, this is still just for one video, and this second step is called counterclaim. When I submit a counterclaim, YouTube once again gives Toei ample time to review for another 30 days, during which they again get to decide whether or not my claim is valid, and when they inevitably and arbitrarily decide that it's not, my channel then gets a strike.
Now, a copyright claim is one thing, and it can clearly devastate any size of channel. But a copyright strike is a completely different animal because you're allowed 3. And then it's bye-bye YouTube.
Which brings us to the last step, counter notifications. This is the phase where YouTube gets directly involved and we enter the legal arena. Once I submit this counter notification, effectively alerting Toei of my desire to bring them to court, they have 15 days to respond, and here's the kicker, they never respond.
Well, that's good news then. You will be able to get your videos back. It'll take you 30 years, but at least you'll get them back, right? 150 videos, 30 days to start the process, 30 days for them to respond, another 15 days if you decide to make it a legal matter, and you can only do this one video at a time. If that was me, I'd be screwed. I'll be dead in 30 years.
I need to follow this bureaucratic dance well into my late 60s. That is entirely unacceptable at best and career-ending at worst. And if that wasn't enough to show you how crooked Toei have been and how flawed YouTube's system really is, of the 150 videos that were claimed and blocked worldwide, 9 of them are drawing videos. Some of these took countless hours of work across numerous days to finish, and here's the kicker, they didn't use any, and I repeat, any footage from Toei. And even if they had, they're still, by their very nature, transformative. Heck, that is literally the purpose of these videos. This, therefore, highlights that Toei did not bother to do their due diligence, which is required, according to YouTube, to actually watch the videos to determine their standing with regards to fair use. And so, effectively, if Dragon Ball was in the title, it was removed. They clearly didn't watch any of these videos, and I know this because they took down over 50 hours worth of content in a few hours, oftentimes only seconds apart.
So what you're saying then is YouTube make it really difficult and long-winded for content creators like us to be able to retrieve our content, but huge corporations like Toei Animations can claim your almost entire back catalogue with just a few clicks of the mouse. That seems really fair. And you may want to remember that without content creators, you've got no business at all, no way of earning revenue for yourselves, YouTube, because advertisers aren't going to pay to advertise on a platform that never gets anything uploaded to it.
And the irony of this is, Toei actually approached me themselves earlier this year to help them promote a series of concerts they were looking to hold across the Americas.
What? Well, that makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? You know that YouTuber that we asked a few months ago if we could sponsor him and if he'd help us promote our products? Let's ruin his life. Let's rip away his primary source of income. He's bound to want to work with us then, after his family starve and the families of his employees starve as well.
I'd like to give YouTube some actionable advice. Instead of investing resources into the removal of a feature that no one on this platform wanted to be removed, the dislike button, consider a reworking of your content ID system to at least expedite this outrageously slow and corrupt process that these companies are consistently, openly, and willfully taking advantage of.
I've linked Mark's channel below. Head over there, give him a subscribe, wish him well. I will definitely be doing exactly the same thing. He is such a nice guy. I've watched some of his content in preparation for making this video, and he genuinely seems to love what he does. I know this isn't my usual content, but every so often, even I feel selfish and come across a video that I want to make. Hopefully people will see it. Hopefully it'll help. I don't know if it will. There are a lot of bigger, more influential channels than mine making videos about this topic, because this really, really does need to be fixed. People's livelihoods are at stake. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you next time. Take care. Love you. Bye.
Alright, watch this next. But before you do, make sure you subscribe. By order of the Creaky Blinder.